active. Call us today at 352-351-1131 or visit us online at brickcity.com.
We are proud to announce the Conservative Watch Hour on WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM every Friday at 11 a.m. Hosted by Annie Marie Delgado, President of Trump Team 2020 Florida, and her co-host Ann Vandersteel with SteelTruth.com. We are serving a higher level of excellence, and we are the only program of this type in this market. Don't miss your weekly dose of conservative talk radio. WOCA 11 a.m. Fridays, 96.3 and 1370 a.m.
WOCA. Ocala. Good morning. It's just gone 7 o'clock in the morning.
Welcome to AM Ocala Live on WOCA. And now, here's your morning host, Adam Micklin.
And you're listening to AM Ocala Live on this Monday morning, beginning of March. Hello, everybody. Good morning. You're listening to AM Ocala Live, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, picking up right where we left off from Friday, right? As we finished the month of February in the last week, and then we had leap day, extra day, leap year, 29th of February on Saturday, and now it is March. We are in it. 2 days in now, March 2nd, Monday. As we take a look at the weather, right now, not bad at all, 51 degrees. A little cloudy this morning, high stratiform clouds way up there. As we're looking for mostly sunny skies today, but then a little breezy, as they're calling for some winds to be shifting, becoming south, 10 to 15 miles per hour this morning. Although that's a south wind, so that'll make it feel just a little bit more warm as we approach 76 degrees. Tonight, not too bad either, low 57. Into tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. Ooh, now creeping into the 80s. And then a low for Tuesday night in the 60s, which was our highs for last week, right? And then Wednesday, oh baby, now we're creeping up, getting close to 90 on Wednesday. So how about that? We had what was 2 days of winter last week, 2 days of spring this weekend, and now we'll be coming into some hot weather near the middle of the week. Although when it feels 80 degrees here in this time of year, it doesn't feel as bad as it does when it is in July or August. That's for sure. But nonetheless, as we look at the higher temperatures moving towards the middle of the week, looks like we'll be seeing some chance of rain come Thursday night into Friday, which will leave us a little bit cooler temperatures as another cold front will come through. And like we talk about with Carol Ann Baldwin on Tuesdays, which we'll have her in the studio tomorrow, this may be it. Another front come through, possible thunderstorms that they're looking for potential with wind gusts at the idea that maybe this is the third one. This one's the charm that brings in and rolls in pretty much a consistent spring thereafter as we work into next weekend with even the end of daylight savings time. Also good stuff. All righty. Well, it is Monday, March 2nd, and I hope everybody had a good weekend. If you're on your way to work, on your way to school, wherever you're headed, get some errands done, as it is now 20 minutes after the top of the 7 o'clock hour. Got a good show for you, right? We always got a good show. Why not? That's why we're on air, because we got good shows. As your host, Adam Micklin here, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source. We're going to open it up to talk a little bit about what happened with the weekend and some of the events that got the weekend started, so to speak. And as we roll into now March and now the beginning of the week, we also roll into news that 2 cases of the coronavirus were confirmed in the Tampa area now within our state of Florida, as it's now something to pay attention to, as I guess it's now a little closer to home, as it has been a topic of conversation for everybody, outside of the weather, of course, and what little bit people want to talk about with politics. The coronavirus has been a big popular item, and now here it is. It's in the backyard. As we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens overall. Although it's obvious that it's affecting the economy nonetheless, and it looks like it's going to continue to do so. As I've been in this position here now, being your host for AM Ocala Live, it's interesting just how much within the last month and a half now we've had since the scope of first reporting from the news about a virus coming out of China, which is the Wuhan coronavirus. And now here we are, like I said, a month and a half later, and now it's in our state. And the economy looks to, as watchdogs look at the economy in the stock market, as it's going to be affected even more, as it has been already. So, yeah, how about that? Well, welcome to March. Welcome to another work week, I guess. But nonetheless, we're going to try to keep it as positive as we can, even though there's always talks of heavy stuff like that. Boy, I tell you what, as I pay attention to the news to keep bringing as much as I can here at the source to keep you informed, but also keep you entertained in the morning, just to keep everything flowing to start your day. I tell you what, it gets to you after a while when most of the news that you report on or find is an attack on pretty much somebody getting arrested for a drug charge, or hitting or violence on somebody else, or just 90,000 people in the world are sick with a deadly virus that is flu-like in essence, that characterizes towards the lungs. But hey, you know what? It's Monday. I just see a long week ahead. Maybe I'm getting a little pessimistic. That's okay. That's okay. The weekend wasn't long enough for me. I hope it was long enough for you guys, nonetheless. But anyway, we're going to have a good show, right? That's what I said. That's what we're going to continue to do. AM Ocala Live. We're going to take a short little break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about some of the events that got the weekend kick-started. And when we come back from the bottom of the hour after break, we're going to be talking about a little bit of everything, I think. Just, that's what we do on Mondays. We talk about what happened with the weekend. Of course, at the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to be talking with Galen, friends at Life South Community Blood Centers. And we'll be talking about the blood supply, and we'll be talking about where we can get out there and give the gift of life and donate blood. Of course, we'll run into some stuff with him about some sports and see how his weekend was. Why not? Galen's a good friend, and when you're the only one here in the studio at 7 a.m. when the Paddock Mall is still closed, we are broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall. It's tough to have a conversation with the mannequin that I got across from me. His name is Bob, and it's always good to talk to Galen, because when you start another week and you got nobody to talk to about all the events, but just you folks who I hope are listening, that gets to you a little bit. But nonetheless, that's why we enjoy talking to Galen. So stay tuned for that segment as we talk with Galen, like I said, about the blood supply and giving the gift of life and where to donate blood. And we come to that segment with our proud sponsors at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center and Penn Flooring. So stay tuned for that. 8:35, we're going to have news bits of news that you can chew, that'll probably proceed with violence, that'll probably proceed with some kind of more stuff about the coronavirus. But I'm going to dig, folks, to find some lighthearted stuff just to make it just a little bit easier to start this work week, as we know we got another big month coming with March. Although it's going to be a good month. January was long and drawn out. February went by like a flash, like we know it does, even if there was an extra day. And March is going to be fun. There's a lot happening in March, and the weather's going to break where we're going to have more spring-like and more outside, I think, expectations, and less cold nonetheless. And with that being said, it all starts today, right? It all starts today. The first full week of March, as we get things rolling. So news bits at 8:35. We're going to carry that for the best we can for a full hour today, as there is always a lot to talk about on a Monday. So we'll carry news bits towards then. And at 10:05, which will be fun, is we'll have Hires Baxley in here to talk about some more events going on within the community and everything that's going around town. And as such, for the half hour from 10:05 to 10:30. And then we'll round out our show. Next thing you know, it'll be 10:30, and we'll be rounding out our show, always with the phone lines open, 622-9622. Give us a call. Tell us how your weekend was. Talk to me. I need somebody to talk to. It's Monday. It's in the morning. I I need it. Give us a call, 622-9622. If you made it out to the Ocala RV show, let us know. Let us know how that went. I didn't get a chance to, but boy, what gorgeous weather it was to have certain events that we had. And it looks as if the next weekend to come with the Habitat for Humanity 7th Annual Strawberry Festival, with the weather looking great for that. Live Oak as well. So give us a call, 622-9622. As we start your Monday, it's pretty good. Today's an interesting day. It just feels that way. I got a little bit of energy. I got a little spiked energy here. I'm gonna refill my coffee at the break too, because boy, when you get the coffee just right, the right balance of creamer and sugar doesn't happen all the time, because sometimes you get a little too much of either. And today, boy, I got it just right. Just to roll with it, as we got a minute before the bottom of the hour here. This day in history, the 2nd of March, on this day in 1970, this is awesome here, as a fan of aviation, like I am as a pilot, American Airlines' first flight of a Boeing 747. That was on this date in 1970. Incredible. This one here for our Ocala, being horse country that it is. On this date in 1972, American jockey Willie Shoemaker wins his record 555th stake race aboard Royal Owl in the San Jacinto Stakes at Santa Ana. 1972. 1976, on this day, Walt Disney World logs its 50 millionth guest. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. The Source. We're going to be back after this. Stay tuned. WOCA, Ocala.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. A day before voting in Super Tuesday presidential primary states, Pete Buttigieg is out of the running.
After a year of going everywhere, meeting everyone, defying every expectation, seeking every vote, the truth is that the path has narrowed to a close. For our candidacy, if not for our cause.
Buttigieg home in South Bend, Indiana. After a strong start in Iowa and New Hampshire, he finished third in Nevada, fourth in South Carolina. There are now 2 coronavirus deaths in the United States, both in Washington state. And it's election day in Israel again.
Israel holding an unprecedented third general election in the space of 12 months. 2 votes last year delivered inconclusive results. But on the campaign trail, longtime Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insisting he's confident of victory. His challenger is former military chief Benny Gantz.
Fox's Simon Owen. America's listening to Fox News.
Fox News Town Hall with Mike Bloomberg.
I am running to defeat Donald Trump and to start putting the word united back in the United States of America.
Just one day before the critical Super Tuesday elections, America hears from the Democratic candidate.
I am running to try to restore honor to our government and build a country that we will be proud of.
Don't miss as Brett Baer and Martha McCallum moderate a Town Hall with Mike Bloomberg. Tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox News Channel.
We've toiled and triumphed.
We choose to go to the moon.
And pushed mankind to new worlds. We fought for justice.
A turning point in man's search for freedom.
And freed a continent.
Tear down this wall.
But perhaps our greatest achievement isn't thanks to an athlete or an astronaut. It's at the very core of our country. Our greatest achievement is in your hands. Democracy 2020. Fox News. America is watching.
Pals Ocala Auto Repair fixes all makes and models. Pals makes sure that your vehicle's engine, mechanical, and electrical components are healthy at all times. Pals team would much rather see you drive to their shop for a full checkup than be towed in for a complex repair. Give Pals a call today to schedule your next service appointment. 352-414-2984. What? A nationwide warranty, 36 months or 36,000 miles, whichever comes first? Pals looks forward to servicing you and servicing your vehicle. 352-414-2984.
It's here, Ocala, a truckload sale of roses at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. You got great selection, super low prices. Bob has Easy Care knockout roses in double red and double pink, just $17.99. Easy Care drift roses, huge selection of colors, just $17.99. And of course, his famous fragrant hybrid and tea roses, super low, $32.99. That's just the beginning. Geraniums have arrived. They're regularly $2.99, but you get 10 for just $19.99. And you've got to check out that great new selection of clay bowl planters. They're 13 inches big. You'd expect to pay $12.99, but thanks to a special purchase, they're just $5.99. It's always tree planting time, and that means you can buy one large tree for just $49.99 and get a second one for half price. So check the ad and get on over to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, open daily till 4:30 in the same blooming place since 1952.
Hi, I'm Russ Moore with Pack Mill. Our relationship with WOCA started in 2009. WOCA is a family-friendly, community-involved station. When we moved to our new location on 17th Street in October of 2016, of course, we went to WOCA so they could tell everybody our new location. The folks at WOCA really care about their clients and want them to be successful. For all of your shipping needs, call Pack Mill, and to tell the Ocala area about your business, call WOCA, because WOCA radio gets results.
Are you worried about our outdoor heritage, clean drinking water, and a place where future generations can enjoy wildlife? Attend a local Ducks Unlimited event. A good time for a great cause with people just like you.
Join us for the Ocala Ducks Unlimited Dinner, catered by the Texas Cattle Company, on Friday, March 6th at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion. For tickets, call Russ Moore at 352-804-3577. That's 352-804-3577.
Your Ocala Quick Minute News. Governor Ron DeSantis is declaring a public health emergency after 2 cases of the coronavirus emerged in Florida. State health officials are waiting for the CDC to confirm the 2 presumptive positive cases of the respiratory illness. Both of the patients are isolated in the Tampa Bay area and being treated. Florida's Department of Public Health says the state's health system is prepared to handle the illness. Meanwhile, the state is speeding up the process to identify coronavirus cases.
State health department labs can now test for the coronavirus COVID-19, sending samples to labs in Tampa, Miami, and Jacksonville instead of to federal labs cuts the turnaround time for results to between 24 and 48 hours instead of up to 5 days. I'm John McQuiston.
Because of the coronavirus, AAA says Florida drivers may soon see significant savings at the gas pump. Stock market prices for crude oil and gasoline plummeted last week amid concerns that the disease will reduce global demand for products like jet fuel and gasoline. With the Florida primary 2 weeks from tomorrow, many of the state's Democrats have yet to return their mail-in ballots. Republican Senator Rick Scott says it may be because they don't like their options, especially after the most recent debate.
You know, the debate was just a food fight. You don't learn anything, and they're all socialist. I mean, Lee Sanders, one thing you have to admire about Bernie Sanders is he's honest.
Some political observers think the Florida Democrats will cast their votes after seeing the results of tomorrow's Super Tuesday elections. A romantic tradition appears to be growing in the Tampa Bay road race. The 3rd annual Skyway 10K race was held yesterday on the Sunshine Skyway Bridge from Manatee County to Pinellas County. Proceeds went to the Armed Forced Families Foundation, which funds infrastructure projects at military bases. This year's race featured a wedding proposal after 2 couples got engaged in last year's race. For your Ocala Quick Minute News, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Come to the 7th Annual Habitat Strawberry Festival on March 7th, 2020 at the McPherson Government Complex. The festival will have vendors, food, a car show, a kids zone, live entertainment, pie-eating contests, and all things strawberry. All to also raise funds to build a habitat home for a family in our community. Check out the website, habitatocala.org, and follow the link. The Habitat for Humanity Strawberry Festival is Saturday, March 7th, with breakfast served at 7:30. Free admission, $5 parking. See you there.
A full day of sunshine today, high 77 to 81. Tonight becoming partly cloudy, low 59 to 61. Then tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy throughout the day. Tuesday's high 83 to 85. Partly cloudy and warm Tuesday night, low 61 to 65. On Wednesday, very warm day with partial sunshine, high approaching 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
The NFL alumni is sponsoring a Clay for Kids sporting event to benefit Champions for Champions. The event will take place at the Robinson Ranch in Inglis, Florida on Saturday, March 21st. Call 866-996-2182 for details. The NFL alumni will provide gift bags, breakfast, lunch, and prizes. Call 866-996-2182 for details. Clay for Kids. Call 866-996-2182 for details. Hosted by the NFL alumni.
WOCA.
Ocala.
And you're listening to AM Ocala Live on WOCA, The Source. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Monday, March 2nd, as we make our way through the first full week of March, as we finished up and wrapped up February last week there on Friday. How about that? Good stuff, nonetheless. As we approached the weekend there, it was kind of a good way to get things started off. For those of you who had come out to the airport, to the Ocala International General Aviation Terminal grand opening, put in by the corporates of Sheltair, and Sheltair now occupying the space there to run the fixed-based operation. For those who come out for the ribbon-cutting ceremony, it was a pretty neat event, nonetheless. The city of Ocala now is stating that the city of Ocala and Sheltair Aviation open the Ocala International Airport. So the city of Ocala, in partnership with Sheltair, the Ocala Airport's fixed-based operator, opened the main terminal, the Ocala International Airport, which I see they just wrote in here, OIA. Oh, good Lord. Oh, geez. So we use identifiers or prefixes to identify airports, so that way it's just a bit of a shorthand for pilots and stuff. So for Ocala, every American airport starts with the letter K for the three-letter identifier. So it's K and then OCF. Oscar Charlie Fox. And I've just been noticing, because the news does it all the time with OIA for Orlando International Port, which, by the way, is actually technically MCO for McCoy Field way back in the day. That's the identifier. That's the proper identifier for the airport. And I just realized they're trying to do it now with this, with OIA for Ocala International Airport. And by the way, for those who have wondered about international airport, what makes an airport international is not necessarily like commercial flights that are getting people to international destinations nonetheless. Actually, what I was told, what I've been taught, is that what makes an airport international is that there's actually just a customs agent there at the field that can check people in. Like if it's a private flight from the Bahamas or something like that, you have to go through customs when you come back from another country. And that's truly what international actually means. Now, a lot of times we just drop the international because I want to say for, I don't know, the 5 years I've been here, there's never been a customs agent. There was, and then there wasn't. So we're bringing it back as International Airport, but the identifier does not fly Ocala International Airport as OIA. That's baloney. Oscar Mayer style baloney. It's KOCF. Anyway, I'm off my tangent there for a moment. So Friday, February 28th, representing a $7 million public-private investment in a facility designed to serve a dynamic Florida community while strengthening the role of general aviation. The Ocala Terminal Project represented the combined efforts of the City of Ocala, the airport, and the Florida Department of Transportation and Shelter. The new 15,722 square foot terminal, state-of-the-art building with soaring architecture that will house the Shelter FBO, including the offices, crew lounge, a quote quiet room, and a flight planning area. Airport administrative offices, rental car facilities, community event space, and soon to come, maybe by the end of the year, local restaurant. Through City Council's leadership and key partnerships with the Florida Department of Transportation and Shelter Aviation, this project has gone from concept to creation, said the Ocala interim city manager, Sandra Wilson. The airport terminal will serve as an iconic gateway to Ocala and Marion County for business and leisure travelers and for generations to come. It signifies our recognition of the positive economic impact the general aviation industry has on the community, which is well said in lieu of why they saw the opportunity to build something state-of-the-art and now more big for operations at the airport is because of this community growing. And we say it all the time here at The Source. I see it now in person, everything that I'm learning about the community as I love doing so, sitting in this chair as host, from the guests that we have from last week, having even the historic ideas from the Fort King topic of that, with where Marion County actually, so to speak, Ocala got its start, to certain topics like we talk about with the idea of commerce and economics with Kathy Bryant, county commissioner. There's just so much going on in this community now that it is working itself, and in the idea of logistics. I think what I'm trying to say is that, an airport to fly in that has the amenities to take on not only higher volume, but give pleasure into flying to an airport like this, and to look professional considering everything that has been going on and will continue to go on as this community grows. It was really special to see that there on Friday at the airport, as I give a hand to everybody involved with the airport, the city planners, just everybody who made this come to fruition. It's neat to see how this stuff comes from the ground up. And as it did from the ground up, then it's time to open. And that's what they did on Friday. And it was a neat event. If you got to go out there and see the new terminal, it was it's just beautiful. And the operation of it's going to work out real well. It's laid out real good. And at the same time, too, that's what's looking to be the nucleus of what's going to be coming, things to come in lieu of the airport, too, with more ramp space and like I said, the accommodation of flying in. Because we've got, think about it, the World Equestrian Center, we've got the commerce that we have in the park that we talked about with Kathy Bryant. We've got already what we have with Chewy and everything up 75 over there, and the industry that we have already, and the jobs and all that good stuff that, of course, that already has wealth within the community that now we have the idea of transportation. So it's just great stuff. So a shout out to there, and for those that got to make it over to the ribbon cutting, I hope you enjoyed it. It was really just a neat experience overall. And I was, happy to be there. Of course, with going to the flight school after I do here to work my other job and everything, it worked out pretty good. It was a little bumpy up there in the air, but clear as day with visibility, great. And then when we landed, just in time to make it over to the ribbon cutting. So Friday was a good day nonetheless. For me, it was waking up, sharing the morning with you guys, finishing out the week here at the station, and the guests that we had was great. And then not only that, from here, getting to the airport and knowing what was going to happen later in the afternoon, but then being able to take care of one of my students, get a flight in on a beautiful day that it was, and just long enough to, as it was bumpy, to get back down and in time for the ribbon cutting and be part of that ceremony was just, it was a good day. Friday was a good day. It was a long week last week, and that made it interesting and nice. So if you made it out there, good stuff. Anyway, we got even more kind of coming up for this weekend, which we talked about with Joanna Black. We had mentioned, and we talked for a while about the 4th annual Strawberry Habitat for Humanity Strawberry Festival that we've been advertising quite a bit as we were talking about the upcoming event with that March 7th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. with just so much that they've got going on there for a good cause coming up this weekend. And looks like the weather's going to be good nonetheless. With that being said, too, the 4th annual Strawberry Jam 5K is also March 7th. Back on their 4th sweetest race ever, a deliciously sweet addition to the annual Strawberry Festival, and that the winds through beautiful Ocala neighborhoods for the 4th annual Strawberry Jam 5K. So you got that, as well as the Strawberry Festival itself coming up on Saturday. So as we round out this week here in March, you got more good stuff to look for towards the weekend. But yeah, it was a good start. It was a good start nonetheless. And I know it was a little bit chilly there Saturday, but it did feel a little bit warmer when that sun was out, although it was a little bit breezy. And then yesterday was just absolutely gorgeous. Just gorgeous nonetheless. And we got a caller. Hey, good morning. You're on the air. AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source.
Yes, good morning, Adam.
Good morning, partner. How you doing?
Pretty good. I was unable to get to the ribbon cutting on Friday. Something came up with the family here, but I went over on my own yesterday morning.
Oh yeah.
And got kind of like a personal little tour all by myself. I met somebody there that was very interesting. We had a nice long chat and told me a lot of information about the airport and everything else. And it was interesting. Walking in the place, you got these the doors open automatic, and all of a sudden you're in this great big open area. I don't know if you want to call it a lobby or not, but the main room there. And then you see this beautiful silver plane from the ceiling, which is really interesting. And talking to the guy that was there, he said the airplane was a 1940 World War II trainer plane, training for training pilots.
That's right.
And it was built in 1940, and it really looks it's something. It's really neat to see that hanging there. I mean, it's worth the trip to the airport just to see that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. And what was interesting was I had seen it before. They had all the fixtures for the furnishings, and even in the rooms and stuff. When I got my tour, there was next to nothing in there. But the airplane was hung. Yeah. It was hung a couple of days. I got the tour a couple of days after the airplane was hung. Yeah. And I was like, okay, it's really neat. But, boy, I tell you what, once all the furnishings come in, even with the venue on Friday, with all the people in there and stuff, man, it was pretty neat. 15-degree bank angle on this Navion from the 1940s World War II trainer that really did kind of fit it, because with the color scheme and the expectations of a natural with like a blue and what do you say, almost contemporary 1960s-ish look with everything going on in there. Boy, it did. It looked pretty good. I'm glad you got to check it out, partner.
Yeah, it's a beautiful terminal, and it looks so attractive right next to the control tower. You know, it kind of they offset each other. You know, and it kind of matches it kind of real nice, and it's just a perfect architecture for that whole situation there. You know. Yeah,
it is, and like you said, that's how I felt about it. Like they do complement each other, having the tower right there, and now the terminal itself, and then the way it's built too to make it look like a mall and everything else. It looks really, really good. It's pretty good.
The person that owns Mojo's Grill in town. I guess there's two spots. He's going to be putting Mojo's is going to be putting in the restaurant, and they took me back into the area where it's going to be. He said it's about between 6 and 8 months away from opening, but it's going to be in conjunction with Mojo's Grill.
Yeah, I think so, and we didn't want to push any expectations or make that announcement ourselves, because they're the ones investing everything, the time, the effort, and the money. So we just wanted to. We knew that for a while, but nonetheless, I think they had a poster board out there with the idea of the name of what will become the restaurant, which I think is pretty cool.
Yes, yeah, I forget what it said. Yeah,
it said elevation.
I asked about it, and the guy filled me in with all the details.
Yeah, it said Elevation 89, which took me a minute, but it's a play on the. It's actually a cool name, Elevation 89.
Yeah.
That comes from the actual field elevation above main sea level for the airport, which is 89 feet.
Right.
Yeah, but
you know, this is the airport here now. You know, when I get a lot of company coming down. Of course, you got the Appleton, and you got the Silver Springs, the glass bottom boat, and all these different attractions. This is going to be now when this restaurant. This is going to be a place to go and dine and take them into that airport so they can see that plane up there, and it'd be just a nice experience to go over there. You know.
Oh yeah. It should be. Yeah, it should be. Nonetheless. But
But anyways, I was very impressed with it. You know, there was hardly anybody there on Saturday morning. I went kind of early, and there's a lot of ample parking out front. You know, and you get out of your car and you walk in, and these big glass doors open up for you, and then before you know it, there you are. You're in this big area, beautiful area with that plane up there. So it was really nice, and I'm so happy for the city and then for the airport. And it's you know, it's really it's a place to take somebody to go enjoy, especially when the restaurant's going to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for the call, partner.
Okay, thank you.
You got it. Thanks for listening, my man. That's Hugh, as always. We appreciate him giving us a call, always filling us in on the on what's going on. Nonetheless, thanks, partner. Appreciate the call. Yeah, I know you were talking about trying to make it out there for that ribbon cutting Friday, but it's great that you got a chance to go out there weekend. I recommend anybody just to go and see it. It's something, you know, to just to see. You know, why not? Just something interesting, especially too if you have an interest in anything to do with airplanes, like he said, there in the foyer, the lobby, whatever you want to call it, right there in the middle room. Boom. There's an airplane hanging, and that's worth the see nonetheless too. All right, so with it being Monday, as we got 5 minutes before the top of the hour, we were talking a little bit as we were running through that now the coronavirus has made its way into our backyard here as 2 known cases that are being treated in Tampa. I didn't see any more on what they're doing to treat it. I didn't see anything else about what they're doing. They just said they're treating it. They don't really, you know, they're not going to give out too much information nonetheless. But it's been interesting having conversations with folks between around town and people I know and other people expressing opinions about the virus. And I think it's amazing, and it's a heartbeat of the idea and the concepts that go out with media outlets. And nowadays with, and I'm part of media now with here at The Source, 96.3 FM, we get a certain on-demand amount of news that we can carry out, and we plug certain local type news, Ocala Star Banner and Ocala Dash News and USA Today and all that good stuff to bring you what's current. But I think it's funny considering the narrative and just how big of a spectrum people's ideas are with the virus itself. When you talk to some people are terrified of it, saying you should pay more attention, that this I'm not saying full spectrum apocalyptic, but it's something that is very, very serious, just like the news tells you. But then it's also on the other side of it where it's pretty much like, if you're under the age of 90 and you can get some health care and it's caught early, it's not going to be a big deal for you. But then again, for some people who know people who are traveling, they start to worry themselves about whether or not those people traveling are going to be more susceptible. It's just one of those things, again, that I find to be so compelling in nature about the conversation about something that should be serious in a way, but it's been so overdone for the last, 2 months now about the expectations of this virus that now it's in our backyard here within Tampa, and they're being treated, and it doesn't say any more information beyond that about how or the state of which the 2 patients are in. But it's just funny to me, and as a morning show host here, just trying to get some opinion back and forth through my weekend about the idea of people talking about for the information they know about it. It's always amazing to me that when you talk to certain people. They have certain ideas that come from certain news sources that make you have to feel emotionally a certain way about things, such as the virus. And then you get other people who use different outlets or maybe on a different political mindset that have their way of getting the news on the virus itself and have maybe a more jovial presence or lighter side to it that changes the whole dynamic of the conversation. So the news is there to inform us, but yet everything lately has been completely set up to make it opinionated based on what information or what very little bit minute information gets thrown out there. So nonetheless, I think I'm on a soapbox this morning just talking about how I think it was fascinating that this virus in itself is sparked world attention, and of course it should. But then again, just how different conversations are about the seriousness of it and really, truly what we should think about it, and now even so thinking about it, considering it's in our backyard. But of the entire population of Florida, which I don't have a number, I'm going to have to Google it here in a second, is the idea that 2 people out of the entire state have it. And that's now have to be reported as news, but we don't know any other information about it. But in lieu of that, the knee-jerk reaction, and it's commendable by Governor DeSantis to say, all right, it's a statewide emergency. I don't know anymore. We've convoluted so much lately with so many news topics and ideas about certain things and where those news outlets decide to exchange the information as certain ways to make you feel opinionated about it, that here we now are talking about 2 cases in Florida. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But nonetheless, like I said, I may feel like I'm on some kind of soapbox this morning, but I'm not trying to be. It's just Monday. There's a lot going on. Give us a call, 622-9622, after the top of the 8 o'clock hour. We're going to be talking with Galen, but we'd love to hear you too. You're listening to 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source. Happy Monday, everybody. We'll be back after this. Good morning.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Pete Buttigieg takes himself out of the Democrats' presidential race, saying he doesn't see a path to victory. Buttigieg dropping out may make it easier for candidates who aren't Bernie Sanders to pick up delegates, but Senator Sanders says in Los Angeles,
Just want to welcome all of his supporters into our movement and to urge them to joining us in the fight for real change in this country.
After winning in South Carolina, Joe Biden is now closer to Sanders in the delegate race heading into Super Tuesday tomorrow. 2 people in the United States, both in Washington, have now died of the new coronavirus, COVID-19. There are at least 80 cases reported in the U.S., and Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams tells Fox,
we've got the best people working on this.
Fewer new cases are being reported in China, where the virus started. 66 deaths are reported in Iran, including an advisor to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. America's listening to Fox News.
A Fox News Town Hall with Mike Bloomberg.
I am running to defeat Donald Trump and to start putting the word united back in the United States of America.
Just one day before the critical Super Tuesday elections, America hears from the Democratic candidate.
I am running to try to restore honor to our government and build a country that we will be proud of.
Don't miss as Brett Baer and Martha McCallum moderate a town hall with Mike Bloomberg tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox News Channel.
We've toiled and triumphed.
We choose to go to the moon.
And pushed mankind to new worlds. We fought for justice.
A turning point in man's search for freedom.
And freed a continent.
Tear down this wall.
But perhaps our greatest achievement isn't thanks to an athlete or an astronaut. It's at the very core of our country. Our greatest achievement is in your hands. Democracy 2020, Fox News.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370.